Well, we're inching closer and closer to the biggest titles of the year on Stadia, and that library is really starting to get filled out all around these big titles coming in the months ahead. So in today's video, we have some information about a few indie titles. Asus is partnering with Google on their upcoming gaming phone. And the one last thing that I want to talk about in this video isn't really Stadia news type of information, but I have a bone to pick with some of the Stadia marketing on a recent sponsored Stadia video. So stick around for that. As always, if you guys can smash that thumbs up, subscribe to this channel for future Stadia news and cloud gaming coverage. But let's actually start this video with the latest Ubisoft title coming. And I am putting this kind of in an indie category, even though it's not an indie game technically. And that is that the game Uno is coming to Stadia, and this news came via Ubisoft's press release for the earnings call, mentioning that the title is headed on the platform on September. Now, if you're rolling your eyes at this title, I might not actually do that. Looking up the game reviews here, the current users are sitting at 17,000 positive user reviews since it was released. And really, it's a good family game. It has a classic play, house rules if you want to change it all up, and if you're a fan of Uno, you'll probably like this game. Currently, it sits around $10 at full price, so it's not a pricey game, and it looks to have more of a family-oriented vibe that's going to continue to fill up Stadia's library in that regard. So for me, it's a welcomed addition, and I think this is a game that me and my little brother will have a good time with. But alright, we're going to go ahead and now move on to Asus's new phone, the ROG 3. Now, Asus is partnering up with Stadia to bring 3 free months of Stadia Pro with the purchase of this phone, and really the partnership here makes a lot of sense. Now, this phone is marketed to gamers with the 144Hz refresh rate and the ability to display HDR, and it's probably going to be the very best on the market to have to run Stadia. With that said, the 144 obviously is way overkill, considering that most games only run at best 60 FPS on Stadia, but the HDR is a really nice touch. This phone will also have accessories that really take your gaming on the go to the next level. They have their own ROG Kunai 3 gamepad, which works like the Razer Kishi. It looks really well designed. Then we have the twin view dock, so you can game on one screen and then watch YouTube or Netflix on the other. This device and all of its accessories are going to be really, in my opinion, your ultimate gaming on the go setup. I would love to test this all out personally for Stadia, but sadly the price is too much for me. It's at 799 euros, which, like I said, too much for me personally, but either way, let me know if you end up picking up one of these. I'd love to see some sweet screenshots and some footage in the months ahead. Alright, the next piece of news is about an indie game from an excellent publisher over at Coatsing who brought us Get Packed on Stadia, and their game Cake Bash has gotten rated by the USK for Stadia, who is the German ratings board. Though I have to say, really, this game looks pretty neat. It's a 4-player game with a variety of mini games that have you doing things like fighting it out with a fork knife in Last Flan Standing, roast the perfect marshmallows, and or you can play the Pipe the finest frosting. I'm not exactly sure what any of those modes look like or do, but the gameplay does look chaotic and funny. Honestly, it looks to be another solid party edition game, and it will have an online component to pit yourself against other players or play locally with your family or friends. I'm going to be curious to see when this title does hit the cloud platform, when it does, sometime in 2020. Alright, the last thing that I want to touch on is not necessarily news at all, but it's something that I want to point out. Dan TDM, a YouTuber with over 23.5 million subscribers today, put out a sponsored video by Google Stadia in which he showcases the platform and plays a lot of Creta. Now, his target audience is typically a younger crowd, so showcasing Creta makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately, this sponsored video has all sorts of laziness written across it, and I'm not exactly sure how much they paid him, but I hope it wasn't too much. Now, on the surface, there's really nothing egregious with this video. The problem is, as a fellow YouTuber, I can tell how much effort was put into this video, and let's just say he just turned on his camera at a random time of the day, played for a bit, and then handed everything to, I'm assuming, an editing team or maybe he did it all himself. Unfortunately, he played Kreda with almost nobody online, showcasing modes that didn't look super great in my opinion, and you can tell there was real no thought or plan done with this video. Now overall, marketing like this is a good thing, but I feel this isn't a good way to do it, and I hope going forward there is a bit more coordination with the marketing team and these creators on better ways that they can showcase Stadia. Because if you're someone looking to bash this platform, taking his footage of him playing with hardly anyone and trying to amp himself up and feel excited here felt a bit hollow and really could be used against Stadia because we know he is sponsored. And I actually think showing this guy having a good time with a game like Kreda could have easily been done. Heck, I could have coordinated 50 people right away to hop on and get in there with him and really show what Kreda and Stadia can do as a whole. Either way, I do hope to see more of these bigger personalities and YouTubers showcase how awesome this platform is, but I honestly hope that they can do a better job at doing it in the future. But alright guys, that rounds up today's news video. If you have any thoughts on what I've said here, please let me know. Is anyone looking forward to Uno, to Cake Bash? Any of you guys excited or going to be buying that new ROG 3? Let me know down below. Hit that like button and sub to this channel for all your Stadia coverage. I'm Sunny, and I'll see you guys in the cloud.